So here we are. I bet you thought we'd never be here, but this is the last video of the year. Very last one, page 116. More problems on this 11E unit. We're going to work these just like we did on 115. Just a few more examples. So here we go. Let's do. Actually, I'm even going to leave D, I think, for the video check. So we're going to do B and C. You can call it good. All right. So we're looking at what we got here. We need to factor first. Remember, factor first. Factor first. And we can do that in the denominator. The GCF is y. And we end up with y minus 1 minus 1 over 1. I'm remembering that he is actually a fraction. And the other side. We need a common denominator between y minus 1, 1, and y minus 1. And it's all three of the terms, y minus 1, y minus 1 and y. So when we go to multiply, there's only two factors, y times y minus 1 times each piece of the original equation. The y times y minus 1 cancels out, leaving us with just 2 for that term. The 1 doesn't have anything to cancel out, so we have to multiply the entire LCD by the 1 that's there. And on the other side of the equal sign, the y minus 1's cancel, and 2 times y is 2y. Remember, there's no denominator when you multiply through in an equation. When you multiply through or take out the LCD in an expression, you don't get rid of the denominator. All right, so now we have to clean this up and solve. So that's minus y squared plus y equals 2y. We're going to set this equal to 0. We've got a squared term. So I am going to move everything over so that my squared term is positive. So I'm going to get 0 equals, there's the y squared moved over. He's positive. I'm going to subtract this y from this 2y. So that leaves us with a positive y. And the minus 2, that guy right there. So now I'm looking for factors that multiply to negative 2, but add to 1. And that's pretty easy to see. It would be y plus 2 and y minus 1. So my two solutions are y is equal to negative 2 when I set these factors equal to 0, and y is equal to 1. And my extraneous solution, if you can go over here and just look right here, you can see if I plug 1 in for y, I'm going to get 0 for the denominator, and that is not allowed. So the extraneous solution is 1, and negative 2 is the only solution to this equation. Okay, this guy's long. All right. So we have a lot of factoring first to do. So that's, and it's all over here. So you're going to do the AC method. If you want to stop the video and go do that on your own, you can do that now, because when I use the AC method, I get 3x plus 2 and x minus 2. I've already done that. So just make sure that you can get to here from there on your own. Okay, so that, my common denominator now has to have the 3x plus 2, and it's got to have the x minus 2. And that's what this guy needs as well. So we're good to go, and we know our common denominator is going to be 3x plus 2 times x minus 2, and that is all going to be, I'm going to move him up here so I don't have to write that again. That is all going to be distributed to the original equation after we factored it. So when we do that, this first term, the 3x plus 2's cancel, and we end up with x times x minus 2. The second term, the x minus 2's cancel, so you can see we end up with some distribution that we're going to need to do in a second. On the other side of the equal sign, everything cancels. So we're just left with the minus 2x we started with in the numerator. All right, so here we go. Clean this up. Distribute. X squared minus 2x plus x plus, Sorry, double distribution. Got ahead of myself. So when I double distribute this guy and this guy, you get 3x squared plus 2x plus 9x plus 6, all equaling negative 2x. So we can clean this up further, and we end up with the x squares. There's 4 of them. That minus 2x and that 2x go away. So what have I got going here? Oh, and I'm going to go ahead and add this 2x over here to this side. So we end up with 11x when we set them equal to 0 plus 6 equal 0. And now we got to go do the AC method again, yet again. So I split this up into 3x and 8x plus 6 after I did my AC is 24 and adds to 11. So this is what it looks like. Take out the common factor and you get 4x plus 3 over here and 4x plus 3 over here, all equaling 0. So that becomes x plus 2 times 4x plus 3 equaling 0. Set each one of these equal to 0 and you get x is equal to negative 2. For this factor, you get 4x is equal to negative 3, or x is equal to negative 3 over 4. And we have to go test our solutions. So you just need to ask yourself, is either one of these going to force one of these denominators to be 0? Well, negative 2 isn't. When you plug negative 2 in here, you have a perfectly fine number, as you do here and here, because both of those work. So once it works for both of these, then you know it's going to work for over here. When you plug in negative 3/4, do you have anything that's going to equal 0? No. So both of those solutions are okay. So this is a solution and that is a solution. So I'm going to leave D for the video check. And I am signing out for the year. It has been a pleasure. See you in class.